Alright, YouTube. So, this is gonna detract from the main theme of my videos. But I thought this just be like a little fun video to do. It's top 10 songs that I truly have an absolute disdain for. And it's not because I disagree with the music. It's more like personal, kind of petty things, but I'm sure people have similar songs that they're just like, ugh. But, yeah, here's my top 10. And it's gonna go from 10 to 1. 10 would be like less serious hatred, and 1 would be the most serious hatred. 10 would be We Will Rock You by Queen. It's because it's associated with sports. And, there was a time in my life where, I did play football and stuff. Sorry, I'm just trying to turn off my phone here. I'm sorry about that. But now that I don't like football, I hear this song and think of football because every time we won a game, the song came on. Every time an NFL promo came on, this song came on. It just got ran into the fucking ground, and I hate it. Ugh. Number 9 is Believing by Journey, Don't Stop Believing. Same reason, overplayed constantly, got ran into the ground, got real old real fast for me. So I can't even listen to the song anymore. I don't really think there is much to be gleaned out of the song. Number 8 is Entombment of a Machine by Job for a Cowboy. I disdain the song because it brings me back to my metalcore phase where I was this angsty preteen going to Hot Topic and begging my mom to buy me colored skinny jeans, a phase most of us had, but few are brave to speak of. It was more of a time where I was concerned more, the old argument, style over substance. I didn't fucking care. Sorry for my usage of the F word, but I didn't care generally about, what the songs were about, what style. It was just like, if it screamed and if it had rockin' bass lines and double pedal, I was for it. I spent all this time learning that part on bass, the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. And that's all I would play on bass for the longest time, and I'm thankful I was actually able to remove that riff, that bass line out of my mind, so now that I pick up a bass, I'm not playing Entombment of a Machine by Job for a Cowboy. It just reminds me of terrible times. Number 7, I Kissed a Girl by Katy Perry. This was like Katy Perry's, good girl phase before she turned into this, ooh, I'm breaking the stereotypes, these gender stereotypes. It's the I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It song. Basically, I think it was intermediate school. I was in intermediate school and this song came out. And basically, on certain days, my best friend's mom would pick me up and I would go hang out at his house for a half hour to an hour, and then my mom would get off work and pick me up. But she also drove his neighbor home, and she always put this CD on to this song, and it was, oh God, it was just, so infuriating. Number 6 would be Cherry Pie by Warrant. Basically, my dad played this song to death in my childhood, and it's a song that I cringe at every time I hear. My dad was really big into the hair band scene. He had a band. Actually, the drummer of that band, Troy Patrick Farrell, went on to be the drummer for not a well-known band, but it was still kind of big in that 80s hair metal thing. White Lion, if you've ever heard of the band. Funnily enough, when they were going to high school in a little town of Griffith, Indiana, the principal that was basically overseeing Griffith High School when my dad went there with his friends, his bandmates, she was the mother of the bassist of the Ramones. I thought that was interesting too. So all the rock guys tended to like her. I'm sorry about the camera freeze. I think it's because of the video storage is like going haywire. Plus I'm installing Star Wars: The Old Republic. Number 5 is The Wall by Pink Floyd. It's not that I just hate the idea of children being molded into, or melted down and being molded to the same shape, same thoughts. It's because the people who obsessed over this when I was in high school were like these neo-hippie, wannabe hippie type crowd. Basically, there was this girl that especially ruined the song for me. It also reminds me of some dark times, so I really don't like the song anymore. But there was this girl I was into for some time. Didn't realize she was a big drug user until the end when I was like, I'm not talking to her anymore. And what happened was she's like talking and talking, going on like the pseudo-intellectual hippie rant. And she's like, it was all prophesized in the wall. And I was like, oh, fuck, shut up. It was, and I know, like, you shouldn't let some outside influence ruin a song for you. But I do, so this is why this list exists in the first place. Number 4 is Where Were You by Alan Jackson. I have my step-grandfather who passed on and my grandmother are big conservatives, Christian conservatives. So after 9/11, I actually didn't know 9/11 existed and had happened until I was 9 when I was asking my other grandfather on my mother's side, who's this Osama bin Laden guy? Why does everybody want to kill this Osama bin Laden? And he told me everything. I was like, whoa, I didn't know that. He's like, how did you not know that? I was like, I don't know. Like, I didn't know anything about 9/11 until I was 9. All I knew was something, I thought they were just talking about, like, September 11 as some sort of date. Something that was, way beyond my time. But they would always bump this song, Where Were You? Where were you when those towers fell? And it just growing up and looking back on it, I'm almost 20. Looking back on that when I was like, 5 maybe? I was like, oh, God. Talking about brainwashing. We're getting down to the final 3. Number 3, TikTok by Kesha. It's because every time, it's in my head right now. Every time I look at the title TikTok, or even see Kesha, I don't even know if she's even relevant anymore. I don't keep up with pop music, but somehow that song managed to, make its way to my ear, and it's been a constant earworm for almost 6-7 years now. So every time I see the words TikTok or Kesha, that song, TikTok something something something, but that hook, that instrumental hook, is always drilled into my head. And I saw the College Humor video on that way back in the day, and now I can't. The part where she vomits, right? And she's vomiting glitter in that College Humor video when we thought College Humor was funny back then. I don't know any college people who actually think College Humor is hilarious. But there's the mushroom hanging in her hair. So I always visualize a boiled shiitake mushroom with that song now. Number 2, you probably guessed it, is Poker Face by Lady Gaga for pretty much the same reasons. I think what killed the song from, I mean, it's pop music anyway, so it would get old after a while. But the song, the thing that actually killed it for me was the Shane Dawson parody. You know, how we all thought, you know, oh, Shane Dawson's cool, like every 13-year-old on the planet. And number one, I can't stand this song, and it's for a personal reason. And before I get shit posted like, well, we know you're an atheist anyway, so you'd hate this song anyway. Which, you're right, but there's actually a personal reason why I hate this song. It's Spirit in the Sky by Norman Greenbaum. I hate this song. I hate this song. I hate this song. Let me tell you why. It's not because it's talking about, God or anything like that. It's because when my step-grandfather passed on, this song was played at his wake. When he was cremated, at his funeral, when we tossed up balloons to send a message to heaven. Yeah, it was ridiculous. My parents were kind of giggling at that idea, I think. But every time I hear that song in a restaurant, you know, I've been with friends and we've been walking through Target, like shopping or something, and this song comes on. And they wonder why I leave or go to the bathroom. I don't even tell them where I'm going or why I'm going. I just leave. And I come back and find they're like, why? Why'd you leave? I was like, did you not hear the song on the radio? They're like, yeah, what about it? It's like, well, I'll tell you. There's a story behind it. The story is, after his funeral, my family, not my parents, but most of my other family, my aunts, my cousins, my grandmother, there's like this odd juxtaposition with this being the most depressing song in the world for them, and simultaneously being the greatest song in the world. Every time this song, and it's weird, because every time I visit near the Evansville area to go visit my aunt, the song comes on the radio, and she starts bawling. So I'll take my little, 5-year-old cousin out, play with him in the front yard, because I don't want to deal with that. Those are my most 10 hated songs for personal reasons. I hope you liked and enjoyed this video. Thumbs up, subscribe, whatever. It helps. If you don't want to, you don't want to. But, peace out. See you next time.